Hi Collective, it's the Spiritual Assassin. Mid-full moon energy. Powerful. Very, very powerful. I was just aware that waiting. Sometimes we wait, even though we know we shouldn't wait for things, we do. And when you think of all the things that you could accomplish, when something has you emotionally in a hold, a stronghold, if you think of the moon's energy, the way it pulls the tides, pulls the emotions up out of us, heightens them. It's similar when some other force that's not as natural has a hold on you. If you're very close to somebody, if you're with your divine counterpart or in association with them, and they are connected quite strongly to a soulmate or a karmic mate, or any kind of deep friendship, or indeed other situation that's strong emotionally, you may well feel all of that and be pulled by that. And this in itself can cause complications for you, because you find it hard to decipher which is your emotions, which is theirs, and which is the people's emotions that are attached to them, or the emotions of the people that are attached to them, rather. And that can get very, very heavy and very confusing. And I think that's what's been going on for a lot of people. There are varying situations that will be playing out these same waves. There are key players, of course, always the DM and the divine feminine, divine masculine, and other parties. Usually, if they're not, they're karmic, if they're not your divine counterpart. However, if your partner hangs on to a situation that should be outgrown, he then indeed or she becomes more karmically weighted as they go against what God wants or what the purest path might hold. Of course, sometimes it is divine intervention. Sometimes we dodge bullets, it's true. And all you can do then is set your mind to a task and try not to be it. It's a practice. It's a practice, a bit like how I'm trying to sleep, but the full moon energy is pulling my emotions up and heightening them. It's almost lifting me off the bed. It's so strong. And I feel almost like I'm levitating in this energy, suspended, almost sort of drawn upwards. And but I have to be up at 8, so I have to sleep. And it's practice. Practice in turning your attentions to what's needed. And sometimes what's needed is just sort of military type, sort of, well, not military, but yes, just to sort of keep a real regimented routine, keep a real steadfast routine on your health, keep taking yourself back to what your ambition is, what your purpose is, what you can make work. Just keep realigning yourself with your purpose and keep questioning it and keep realigning it in accordance with your life, in accordance with what you want. But of course, don't remember that, to have everything, we must have things in balance. So sometimes that can take an internal discussion with self to find out what you would ideally like in your life, as a relationship, as work, as a spiritual practice, because it's no good to go flat out for an ambition and then that eclipses everything else that would bring you peace and health. And I think at the moment what's happening is that all parties are adjusting. There's been a wave, worldwide wave of things being torn down, and really in the end it will be the whole collapse and change of the way the world is run, and it needs this collapse, and this collapse is late. It's very late, because the planet needs help, it needs changes, and if we're not prepared to spiritually make those changes in our life, then how can we reflect that externally in what we're doing with our planet? So these internal collapses and collapses of relationships that are going on around us, these are all purposeful collapses, and some will fall for longer than others, and some may not rise out of it. It's a levelling of a spiritual levelling, a spiritual making fair, making right, making ways for the divine work to be done. And I also think, that it's somewhat a purgatory to live in the wrong situation, and many of us end up like that's what makes us careless. It makes us careless if we settle. It makes us careless. We are naturally inspired to due diligence if we're spiritually aligned. And what that means is that you can have an arranged marriage that works out well because both do their duty. They might even get on. It might even work better than, some big heartfelt relationship that goes terribly wrong 1 year later. But ultimately, it will still be careless if the love isn't there. The love may grow or it may not, but if the love isn't there in the end and the respect, then carelessness will occur. And this is the disease that settles in, and it's then the disease that's reflected on the planet. So for us to get our spiritual relationship with God right, first of all, our relationship with ourselves and with God, then we no need then to rush into things which are not right for us, for the wrong reasons. We have no need to do that. You might do it a bit when you're very young, but really, once you're 18, 19, that's when you should start to focus. You don't believe at 19 how quickly the time will pass and how much time your mistakes will rob you of, because they'll take a very long time to get out of and to redirect yourself back onto the right path. You'll be confused, and it will take, the situation that you choose wrongly may even numb you to your spiritual connection and your true connection with yourself and with God. So the moon, the full moon, how it heightens our emotions and how it pulls us, it can be compared with, because this isn't an annoying feeling, it's actually beautiful, this very, very, very powerful Scorpio moon. If you think of Scorpio, when Scorpios are high vibrational, they're just beautiful, sharp as an eagle, and as graceful, and able to maintain incredible heights. And this is a Scorpio moon, very, very powerful. And its elevation and its strength is wonderful. But when you're being controlled by forces which are from dark thoughts, dark magic, what I like to call skullduggery and deceit. This energy on you, this controlling, is very uncomfortable. It can be like when people are disturbing your sexual energy and pulling on you and controlling you in the wrong ways. This is a completely different feeling to that of the power of the natural moon, which is very cleansing. And just be aware of how your body feels around people. Sometimes we can know our decisions by just keeping a record of how we feel around people, what they make us feel in our body, in our mind. Does our head ache? Do we knock things over when they're around? Do we feel comfortable when they've gone? Do we feel exhausted? All of these things are telltale signs as to whether something is right, not only for you and with you, but if something's not right in them, they may be a bit of a crazy maker because they've got so much that they need to sort out and they are not sorting it out, and so therefore they're projecting it onto you whilst trying to appear like they're in control and need no help. And some even have the audacity to learn off of you whilst projecting that you are the one at fault and you are the one who's erratic and unbalanced. And often that is because they've had no other way to learn. They've had to sort of cheat their learning out of people, go to people for the purpose of learning, whether they like them or not. Maybe they had parents who didn't teach them anything or didn't look after their schooling. Maybe that was you. To some extent, I went through some of that, but not to the degree of some people. But we all have to live and learn, but we don't have to cheat to do it. We can just ask people. We can just say to somebody, I'm here because I find you interested and I'm here because I need your help. But I'm not here to make you my partner. There is no reason to lie about love or to seek to control another or to ruin their chances in the future. And this is the kind of control and manipulation, deceit and wrongdoing that we need to clear out. And we need to clear it out personally, we need to clear it out professionally, we need to clear it out worldwide in governments. We need to clear it out, all of us, worldwide. And only then will we be less careless with our planet and begin to care more for each other, because we then genuinely care for ourselves. We've done the work inside, we won't be a tyrant. We've done the work inside, we won't be a thief. And so on and so forth. So in a way, you have to be your own spiritual assassin. You have to be your own police for yourself, your own spiritual police, and cut out anything which takes you on a less than divine path. Doesn't mean you can't have a laugh, a drink, fun. It doesn't mean any of that. In fact, you would have more fun, more peace, more prosperity, because you would be led by the divine for the perfect plan for you. Well, collective, I'm going to try and sleep, even though my soul is dancing in this incredible Scorpio moon, and thoughts, feelings, emotions are being whipped up by this sharp, high-flying vibration coming from this amazing moonlight coming into my room. I'll speak to you soon. Peace and love, collective.